Hi, my name is Lori, and I wanted to make a really brief video this morning to try to get people to see how fast and easy it is to call our members of Congress. I'm at the public library, not a jail, which it kind of looks like, and I'm not usually a techno person or a video person. I'm a writer, so bear with me because I also have no editing skills, so how this goes is how it goes. And I also wanted to wear my Indivisible t-shirt this morning, but it's in the wash, which means I haven't done a dark load since the St. Patty's Day parade. So we're going to go with Elizabeth Warren. Okay, so it's really important that we make these phone calls to our members of Congress, and I think because a lot of us have not always been in the habit of doing it, it's a little bit intimidating. And then once you actually do it, it is so fast and so easy and so important that I just kind of wanted to show that. So the first thing to do, obviously, is get the phone numbers of your members of Congress. This is from Indivisible Martin, and our members of Congress are Brian Mast, as we know, in the House, and Senators Marco Rubio and Bill Nelson. Bill Nelson's a Democrat and usually on the friendlier side of things, so we really focus on Mast and Rubio. But I do call Mr. Nelson all the time and thank him for what he's doing and let him know we are behind him. So when you go to call, well, first you got to find the numbers, which usually we post them. They're readily available. You can Google like a million things and come up with your MoC's numbers. So then just put them in your phone so you have them, and it's easy access. So you can, before you call, jot down some points about what you want to say, or word for word, and it can be really simple. It feels a little bit awkward at first, and then it's like nothing. You may talk to a staffer or get a voicemail. The staffers are unfailingly polite, respectful, don't need to get into a whole conversation, although sometimes they do if you want to. However it goes, it's going to be fine and it's good. If you get a voicemail, no problem. Leave a message and say exactly what you're calling about, because basically these are all tallies. These are just numbers of I'm for this, I'm against this. Tallies, 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 and phones ringing, phones ringing, phones ringing. So however it goes is fine. Just get those calls in. If you want to go into a whole story of, why you're calling about the issue, or you have some things to say, go for it. These are our representatives. They need to listen to us. That's why they're there. If you don't want to get into all that and just want to say oppose or support, that's great too. You also may call about more than one issue on each phone call, and you also can call back as many times on the same issue or other issues as you want. It's all fair game. It all goes in the tally. Okay, so today I am going to start with calling Brian Mast's office, and I'm going to start with my opposition to confirming Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court. And this is one where I'm just going to give a simple statement, and it's not even my statement. It's basically what Robert Reich has suggested, saying that we don't think he should be confirmed while there's such a cloud of illegitimacy over the Trump presidency. He feels like that might be more effective right now than listing the many, many reasons why we actually don't really want him on the Supreme Court. So that's all I'm going to say. And then I'm going to talk about the ACA, and that's a no-brainer too. And I've called about this so many times and said so many things. Again, I'm just going to keep it simple and just say we must vote no on the ACA. So the first person I'm going to call is Brian Mast. And this is, I don't know if you can see, maybe not, how my son, there we go, put him in my favorites with the little face. So let's call him and see what we get. We'll put it on speaker. Okay, so I hope you can hear. Oh, and you have to give your zip code when you call. Hi, good morning. My name is Lori Prim, and I am calling from 34997. I'm calling to state that I oppose confirming Neil Gorsuch this week. I do not think he should be considered for the Supreme Court until the cloud of illegitimacy hanging over the Trump presidency is removed. There are plenty of other reasons, I think, as well, but we really just can't confirm a Supreme Court justice while all this is going on. Please urge Mr. Mast to vote not to confirm him this week.
Okay, I'm happy to pass the comments along. Just so you know, the Senate deals with confirmations, and Congressman Mast is in the House, so he won't have a vote one way or the other. But I can still let him know that you oppose this confirmation.
Okay, thank you. Yes, and if he doesn't vote, he's at least going to be talking to people, and he can let him know how his constituents feel.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. You too. Okay, see, that was a perfect example because I called and I screwed something up. He doesn't even vote on this. Who cares? He got the message, and I don't screw up other things. So we're all just trying to get through this, and every little bit that we do, even when we make a mistake, is worthwhile. So now let's call Marco Rubio's office, who is a senator, so apparently he does vote on this, and you got to go into this knowing that phone calls really don't make a difference because he's not listening to us, but the phones need to ring and we need to call and make sure that they know we're holding them accountable. Another good thing to always add is when we vote, we will remember how you vote. So we need to remind Marco Rubio that depending on how he votes on this, when we go to vote for our next senator, we will remember how he voted. That's what they care about, the votes. Okay, so Marco Rubio, and again, my brilliant son gave him, I don't know if you can see it, it's the poopy icon. And I have like 12 numbers in my phone for Marco Rubio, so usually I get through on Tallahassee the best, sometimes Washington. I'll start with Washington since we're calling about a Supreme Court.
Thank you for calling Senator Rubio's Washington, D.C. office. If you would like to leave a comment about an issue, please press 1. To hear our office hours or location, please press. Thank you for calling. Your thoughts and opinions are important, and we appreciate you taking the time. Please leave your comment after the tone.
Hi, my name is Lori Prim, and I'm calling from 34997, and I am calling to urge Mr. Rubio not to vote to confirm Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court this week. I do not think that he should be considered for the Supreme Court until the cloud of illegitimacy hanging over the Trump presidency is removed. There is too much else going on, and we should not be making a Supreme Court confirmation during all this. Thank you. That's it. So, and again, it's illegitimacy. It's a tough word, and whatever. They don't care. They're making tallies, so let's do this. And I'm going to go back after this and call about the ACA because I'm only doing the one thing at a time, but I don't really want to make this video too long. So, okay, so now, actually, I'm going to skip Mr. Nelson because, honestly, his office, whenever I call, has a horrible echo. So I'll call him when I'm just on my regular phone. So now I would call back both the numbers that I just called and repeat the same thing about the ACA. And basically I'm just going to say vote no on the repeal. We demand that you vote no on the repeal. We do not have a good enough plan in place to replace it. All these people are going to be thrown off health care, and it's irresponsible and unacceptable. And you can go from just saying that to as much as you want to say. And I've said plenty already, and I'll keep saying more, but that's kind of it on the phone calls. So you could see that this whole video, most of it was me, and the phone calls take 2 seconds. You talk to a staffer, you talk to a voicemail, done, but it makes a difference. These are the calls we need to make. So get out there, make your calls, and resist.